Hey you guys, it's me Laura. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids ages 4, 9, and 11, and today I am going to share with you a book haul. This is from Book Outlet, and this year one of my kids was telling me that he really wants more graphic novels to read. He does read other books, but he just really prefers graphic novels, and I can sympathize with that a little bit. I'm a visual learner, so I like to have pictures, and he does too, and he also likes formats in general that are not so cramped, like so many words on a page. If you think of the difference between like an illustrated copy of a book, where usually the lines have a bigger font with more spacing, versus like a like one of those budget paperbacks that have everything like really cramped in together, like it's a whole lot easier to read the one with the bigger print, and he likes that. And he just also really likes all the pictures and graphics with graphic novels. So we hopped on to Book Outlet, and I let him pick out some books that he thought looked great. And I also got a few other books for the other kids as well. So this literally just came in the mail. I usually like to pre-open the boxes, but I haven't done, like, not to go through them, but just to open them and get out all the wrapping and everything. I haven't done that yet. So we're doing the whole thing right here. Here we go. So I'm curious. My kids always come up with tons of things to do with paper and wrapping and things like that. And I would love to hear some ideas of what your kids do with packaging that comes with their things. Our cats also really like to make beds out of these. Great cat beds. So anyway, just thought I'd see what you guys do. All right, let's get in here. Okay, so we have Gulliver's Travels. This is one of the graphic novels. They had a lot of classics, and this one looked interesting to him. It's not one that I've actually read. I don't know a whole lot about Gulliver's Travels, so this will be interesting to see what he thinks. It's a thinner one. I think it's definitely meant for older kids. It does have a little more text than most graphic novels often do, but I think this will be good for him. This one is called The Way of the Hive, and I think it's kind of a non-fiction in the sense of it's all about honeybees and hives and how they work, and he was extremely interested in this one. I know he's going to have a very hard time trying to figure out what to read first, so that one again, The Way of the Hive. This one is one that I've actually looked at for him multiple times, but I wasn't sure if he'd like it, and he's definitely interesting. This is called Picasso, and it's about a little girl who pretends like this is her dog because she really wants a dog and needs him to be hers for a little situation she gets into, but then it causes problems that she has claimed this is her dog. So anyway, it's her adventures with this dog, and it looks like just a little fun book to read, and I think that he will enjoy that. The next one is Treasure in the Lake by Pamette, and this one says, Iris knows all about grand adventure stories. She's read them all, but when she and her best friend Sam stumble upon an unusually dry riverbed on the outskirts of town, they're led to a discovery beyond anything Iris has read about, a hidden city lost in time and shrouded in mystery. Storm clouds gather as secrets begin to surface. Can Iris and Sam uncover the truth in time to keep their friendship afloat? Or will history repeat itself and pull them apart forever? So he really likes adventure stories. So this one, when he read the description of it, just seemed very intriguing to him. So we'll see what this one's all about. The next one is called, okay, so this one, sometimes Book Outlet books will come with a sticker or something on them. Not very often, but you can definitely get that off. And if you can't get it off easily, Goo-Gone will help with it. You can get it off. So anyway, if you guys want tips on that sometime, because we sometimes have to clean these things off at the library, I'm happy to give you a few tips on how to get them off. But this one is about a girl who ends up cat sitting 217 cats with this cat lady who needs help, and it's kind of a cat-tastrophe. I made a joke. Anyway, that's what this one is about, and she's wondering if her neighbor is really kind of a bad guy and up to no good, and so she learns just all about this fun adventure and experience here. And that is Kate the Cat Sitter. All right, so these next two are actually for Lily, and we're going to get back to more graphic novels. But I'm trying to start slowly reading some I'm getting to where I'm doing read alouds with each of my kids individually as well as a group, because for most of them, their ability to comprehend is way ahead of their ability to read. So I'm trying to really work on critical thinking through reading together. And so I've started doing some one-on-one reading with them, and I would like to do that with Lily too, with some longer books if she's ready. And if she's not, I'll just stick them on the shelf and try them later. But I've heard lots of good things about these Sophie Mouse books, and so I went ahead and got the first 2 in the series. And I think she'll be able to, because there's so many pictures in here, I think she'll really enjoy kind of following along. She, I think, is really ready for books of this size. So I heard about these from Rolling with the Rouses. So she gets these a lot, and her daughter really enjoys them. So thought I would see if Lily was ready for me to read those to her. She's 4, and she's very into books. So we'll see what she thinks. All right, the next one is another graphic novel. It's called Journey Under the Arctic, and this one was right up my son's alley. What lurks beneath the Arctic ice and can help us save the planet? The team, famed explorer Fabien Cousteau and his research experts and 2 junior explorers. The destination, deep with the Arctic Ocean, where rare and incredible creatures lurk just out of sight. The mission, find a rare Dumbo octopus and learn how it survives in such a dark climate. Anyway, it's a fun adventure. It's all about the Arctic, all about the ocean, all about science and conservation, and those are all things that he absolutely loves. So this will be a good one. The next one is called The Red Zone, an Earthquake Story. And this one, I'm trying to remember, is about, I think it's just about, like, I don't think it's about a specific earthquake, but I think it's just about earthquakes and natural disasters in general. And he's also very interested in that. And so it just kind of takes them through what happens in the earthquake and what happens after, and all of those things. So it's called The Red Zone, an Earthquake Story. It says, when an earthquake destroys their quiet town, 3 friends must work together to build a new life amid the rubble. This one, he got a few in here that I'm actually really interested in, and this is one of them. This is one I was looking at for our unit study coming up on the Great Depression, but he picked it out, and I'm just gonna let him read it, and that'll be great. So it's called The Great American Dust Bowl, and it's just that. It's about life during the Dust Bowl, what happened, and kind of what things were like then. So this is a nonfiction graphic novel, but I think he seems to like those. He likes to learn more about real stories, so we got that one. This is another classic that I thought he would enjoy. Again, I don't know a ton about it. I know a little bit about it, but 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I think this is from that same series as before. If not, there's a lot of different companies that are putting out classics and graphic novels, and he really loves this. Once he reads the graphic novel and he knows the story, he's more excited to read the actual book, and then he understands it better. For example, when we were reading The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, he has a graphic novel version of that, and so he liked reading and then looking in the graphic novel and seeing the pictures at the same time and kind of having that context, so that was really good for him. So he'll enjoy this. So this one is called Drowned City, and it's about Hurricane Katrina and New Orleans. And this one, it looks like a portion of the proceeds from this book have been donated to New Orleans Habitat for Humanity. And so this is another one that's, I don't know if it's historical fiction or nonfiction. Looks like it might be nonfiction, but I'm not sure. But again, kind of explaining what happened. And this is another one. He's read the I Survived Hurricane Katrina, and he really enjoyed that. So he'll enjoy reading more about this one. Okay, this next one is one that I have shown you before. It was a favorite from our ocean unit study, but it's one that we do not own. It's called Flotsam. And there is a little bit there, but I am trying to pull together some wordless picture books for preschool for Lily. They're great for storytelling and building just a lot of those pre-literacy and language skills. So I'm trying to up our collection of wordless books. So I got this for that, and I know that this is one that they love already. Another one that Samuel got is called The Unwanted Stories of the Syrian Refugees. This is one, it's a Robert Siebert Honor book, an excellence in young adult nonfiction. So this is young adult, so I don't know if the content's going to be a little too much for him or not. We will see, definitely see. But we were learning about Syrian refugees in Boy in the Back of the Class for our read aloud, and so that has made him a lot more interested in refugees in general, but especially because of the connection to the Syrian refugees, he wanted to check this out. So again, I'm not sure if this is going to be too much for him because it is meant for young adults, but I'll definitely take a look at it, and we can look at it together and see that this might be a good one for him as well. Definitely good for older kids. This is one that was my favorite as a child. This is Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. And it does have black and white pictures, which some children don't like, but it's such a good story. And I love how it just talks about social emotional, what to do when everything is going wrong. And it's just a great talking point for some of those social emotional skills that are especially good with little ones, and even some older ones can use that. So that's really good. Let's see, this one. Lily specifically asked for this one, the White House cat. I know absolutely nothing about it. She saw the cover and I was letting them pick some books and she wanted them. There's not a lot here for Timothy. He chose some Green Amber books, which were not at Book Outlet, so I got those for him from Amazon. But this says, you've heard of the first president, the first lady, and maybe even some first dogs who've lived in the White House. But what about the first cat? Follow along this very special tour of the people's house. You'll see who really runs things around here, with delightfully detailed illustrations chock full of fun facts about the historic residence and the real first cats. This picture book is the perfect way to introduce children to the White House. So that's that one, and let's see. Here's kind of what the illustrations are like. So that's that one. And the last one, I think this is the last one. Oh, no, there's two more in here. Okay, so this one was another one from my childhood that I absolutely loved. The Little Mouse, the Red Ripe Strawberry, and the Big Hungry Bear. And I am for sure using this with Lily's preschool this year. And I think she's gonna love this story. The illustrations in here, you guys, they're just amazing. That's a funny one to pick. Let's see if I can show you another one. But I remember all these pictures so well. Like, look at that detail. So good. So I love this story so much. And the last one is another one that Samuel picked out that's a historical. Again, I don't know if this is a historical fiction or nonfiction, but it's called Fever Year, The Killer Flu of 1918. We just wrapped up a unit study on World War I, and part of that we read Hero Over Here, which I think is a Sunlight book or Bookshark book or something like that, printed by them. And it talks a little bit about the fever that happened, and we learned how so many more people, soldiers in the trenches, died from this pandemic, this flu, than the battle itself. And so Samuel, of course, having lived through a pandemic, was very interested in that. And when he saw this, he wanted it to learn even more. So we did learn a few things by watching some videos online, but he wanted to learn even more. So he's very excited to read this. And that, my friends, is my haul. If you are looking for graphic novels, they're really good for kids who are visual learners. Everyone can enjoy them. They're especially good for some of your struggling learners who might be dyslexic or have other reading challenges. I think that you can learn so much from graphic novels. Please do not discount them as real books, because they are definitely real books, and you can just learn so much from them. But these are some that we picked. If you ever want to find graphic novels, Book Outlet is a great place. They can be more expensive because they are printed in full color, but I'll just go on there from time to time and search graphic novel. You can put in age restrictions if you're looking for graphic novels for a specific age, and you can find all sorts of great things there. I'll be sure to have a link below that should get you $5 off of your first order, and it also gives me, I think, $5 off. I think that's how it works. So I'll definitely put that below. So if you're looking for graphic novels for your kids this year, I definitely recommend that. They're also really fun to add to our book basket when we find a graphic novel that goes along with something we're learning. Right now we have a graphic novel about rocks and minerals, and the kids love piling around me as we read those books together and learn lots of interesting things as well. So let me know if you guys have any questions below, and be sure to let me know what you do with your extra packing material. I would love to hear that, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.